Brandon Miller is with us now in Field of 68 after dark. Again, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Alabama wins 91-88 over Memphis. Brandon, John Fanta here, Terrence Oglesby, Patric Young with you. Before we talk basketball, we understand that you have a passion for fixing cars. Tell us about it.
I don't think it's a passion for fixing cars. I think I just know a lot about real muscle cars. I think that's something I take pride into. Like everything like basketball is just muscle cars. So I think that's another kind of a sneaky talent I have.
So like you and Devin Booker, really?
Yeah,
like the old school cars. I like
that. I'm more of the new school cars. I don't like I like some old school cars, but
what are you driving?
2022 Dodge Charger.
Okay, there you go.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Hey, I got to ask you, Brandon, man, we'll talk about the game a little bit. Tonight was really, really good, and I hate to bring this up, but I admired your performance against Houston. Be able to, mentally tough, knock down free throws at the end. It took a second, took the first half, but you exploded. And I think, you to be able to basically break through. It wasn't a slump, but it was just the ability to keep playing within yourself, and it really paid off. Where does that maturity come from? Yeah, I mean, you're still just a freshman, right?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a freshman. I think it's just basketball. You miss shots, you make shots. So I think I just really kept my head and kept playing. My teammates really kept me in the game. They gave me the confidence that I needed. So I feel like I can just step up to the line and make free throws and get defensive stops or get a board that they needed to win the game.
Brandon, what's been like, coming into this season, freshman expectations, all that? What's been the biggest adjustment for you, especially coming on under some amazing coaching under Coach Oates with your skill level? Because I know that you love the ISO game, getting to the bucket, getting those tough twos, and you're playing for a coach that's 3-and-D. What's been the biggest adjustment for you?
Well, the biggest adjustment that I have was our nutritionist. She has me eating every 2 hours, so not really used to eating every 2 hours, but
really,
it's just something to get used to out there. I mean, we have great food here, so I can eat every 2 hours.
Can I come down?
Of course.
You can't go down there, man.
What do they have you eating?
They're practicing like
they're feeding the kids every 2 hours. What are you eating? What do you love? Like what you said the food's great down there. So what are you eating in Tuscaloosa?
Today before the game, I had, of course, breakfast. That's the most important meal of the day. So I had some French toast, some eggs, some bacon, sausage. Then I had some fruit on the side. Pineapples. I think pineapples is probably my favorite fruit now. But pineapples with a protein shake. So I think that's a big breakfast. And then before the game, around maybe 4, I had chicken, some rice, 3 rolls, and some more fruit. So I mean, I think that's the beauty here. Is
it because
what it was like to be
so high? You burn so many calories.
Yeah, I think with all the run up and down, I burn a lot of calories. So it just keeps my weight up when I play.
Hey, I gotta ask you this too. You guys played a tough Memphis team, and they're a lot older than you, right? And you guys fended them off. What can you tell us about Memphis and how they played, and how they are moving forward in the year? Because they had a guy on there who's 26 years old, man. It's a bunch of old, rugged dudes.
Well, I mean, I went to the game last year in Memphis. I really picked up that Penny preaches to them that physicality and Memphis is always going to be a scrappy team. So I just went in the game knowing they was going to be scrappy and getting beat up every time I catch the ball or off the ball. So kind of just kept my head and just played through it.
Brandon, watching you and Noah Clowney has been really impressive. What's your bond like with him?
Stretch, that's my guy. I try to get dinner with him every night. But he's a young athlete, so he's still napping every hour. So it's kind of hard to get him out of the bed. So I mean, he's definitely going to shock the world as young as he is. But I think he's better than what the world sees now.
And to follow on that, when you look around the climate of college basketball, when the casual person, not one of us three who are involved in the game, like I find it fascinating that you're at Alabama, because you know this. There's a lot of kids who are going to look at Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, in that class, in that realm. What is it about Alabama and Coach Oates that you would say to another kid that's looking for a destination that here's why you should be a member of the Crimson Tide? This is what's happening here.
Well, I mean, I preach to recruits that I think Coach Oates has, one of the best coaching staff around him, and then him as himself, by himself, he brings the best bond with recruiting. So, I mean, he stuck with me the whole recruiting way. He never didn't answer a phone call, or he never went a week without calling me. So I think that's the best thing, is just the bond. I kind of chose my school off the bond that I had with the coach and what I wanted to bring to the team.
Gents, anything else?
No, I got one question, because I'm from Cleveland, Tennessee. So tell me what makes Tennessee dudes different? Because I know Cambridge, that's a fairly new high school. What makes Tennessee dudes different?
I think it's all in the water. It's different places out here that got different water. I think Tennessee water is different.
Tough dudes.
You got Darius Garland that comes out, Robert Covington. You got a lot of good athletes that come out of Tennessee. So I think it's just the water in Tennessee.
Yeah, toughness. That water's a little salty, so it's like you gotta it doesn't taste all that great going down, but it gets you tough. It gets you tough.
I got one for you. Jeff Goodman said that when you met Jason Tatum, you didn't know who he was. Is that true?
I was at, I'm young. I didn't really know who he was. Walks past me. Oh, that's JT. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then later
How old were you then?
15 is when I was playing 15 with Brad Bill. It was the game before we played game we played with Monty Bates. And he sat right next to our bench watching the game. And I think I had called my own putback or something. And he got up and they told me, I was like, man, you got Jason Tatum off his seat. Man, you must be pretty good. So I was like, I don't really know who he is. So I went to the crib and did some research. I was like, oh, this guy's in the league. He must be good or something.
Brandon, in this interview, you eat every 2 hours. Noah Clowney sleeps every hour. Could I play for your team?
Of course, man. You gotta build a bond with Oates,
I'll just hang out in the corner, let you two do work.
No, you got to get involved, man. It's not me and his.
Okay, all right. Well,
you got to shoot
it. Who's the guy? Last two questions here from us. Number one, who's the guy or guys that Brandon Miller, when you're on YouTube and you're rolling through, like watching other guys play, or just favorite thing to watch, somebody in the NBA all time or present, like who do you just love watching?
Indiana Pacers, Paul George. I kind of compare my game to him a lot. The Pacers, Paul George, because his athleticism before the leg injury. I think that's the biggest comparison I have now.
And the final question is this: I always wonder, what does a player do after you get another big win? It comes over Memphis. Nonetheless, it's a Tuesday night. What are you about to do over the next 60 to 90 minutes?
Well, we got a lift after the game, so I'm about to go in the weight room and get big a little bit,
Do you really?
We gotta lift after.
Like that.
It's kind of like a recovery lift. It's not too hard, but it's gonna be hard enough where you can get your muscles stronger, and of course eat.
Yeah, you got to eat more, man. Hey, Brandon, great game, man. You've been a pleasure to watch play all year. I mean, it's been a real treat.
Brandon Miller, thanks for taking the time with us. Congratulations on another win and a great performance. 24-8-5 for the superstar freshman, and we appreciate you stopping by Field of 68 After Dark.